All right, welcome. It's been some time since we spoke about basic computing, which is 608, a vocational subject, a very interesting subject. And today we are doing chapter number 7. Now, when I read chapter number 7, I was very impressed because a lot of time we say that this is outdated, NIS syllabus is not updated. This is one of the most updated chapter I've read, relevant and important for you to understand. Digital storage, chapter number 7. What is digital storage? Practically every file document that you digitally record, you save in a system is digital storage, right? Storage system may rely on electromagnetic, optical, or any other media. So very essentially, digital storage is something that you save. Basically, you do a backup. There is a cyber attack, there is a computer crash, your laptop is stolen. What do is the storage helps you. And where do you store? On hard drive, on USB, on clouds. Yes, we are talking about the Amazon cloud servers. Very interesting. We'll talk about Dropboxes and Google entire cloud. This is what digital storage is about. So question number 1, what is digital storage? So let's quickly go and start looking at annotating it. The process of storing the data, in a storage medium is known as digital storage. When the data is electronically stored on a medium, a laptop, computer, smartphone, this is digital, so that's digital storage. There are two digital storages. The primary is the temporary memory, and the secondary is the permanent. Remember, secondary is the permanent memory. And as we go ahead, we'll see how we are looking at digital storage in a little while. There's a chart I want you to understand. Okay, I'll have to quickly do the annotation, rub them. But what is a digital storage very quickly? So we quickly go and erase a few things out here. Hopefully I can get these things done. And the features of digital storage, you can say there are 4 key features. One is the internal memory. So example, all the cache that you have got, just basically the memories that we're looking into. Main memory, RAM, random access memory, and we'll talk about that. Online memory storage, which is actually the permanent memory. Remember, secondary storage, and offline bulk storage, which could be just an attachment you do. So tertiary storage could be an optical disk, or earlier we used to have the CD disk. Anything that can be taken away, or your big hard drives are your tertiary or offline bulk storage. So if you have a long question, remember this particular hierarchy chart. The hierarchy chart of digital storage. Let me quickly run to, let's say, this one from top. It's called RAM. The way you buy a mobile phone and you say, okay, what's the RAM speed? It's 8 GB. Today we're talking about RAM speed, which is fairly high, right? So the size may be, 8 to 25 or 250 is what's the speed of RAM, but it's very fast. It's affordable. That's the kind of digital device you need. As you go higher, your devices become very small, but they're also very expensive. So the cache memory of a processor, expensive and small. Register memory, even more expensive, even more small. Flash, the USB device that you've got, it's basically slower, cheaper. You can just buy a basic USB and you can use it. Hard drives are also cheap today. You can use big hard drives, terabytes. You can use TBs for hard drive. Retrieving is slow, but capacity is very large. They're magnetic disks, we hardly use it, but now they were used mostly on bigger servers. They are very slow. They're very large, but they're cheap also. But you can store in large containers. This is what a digital device or digital hierarchy looks like. Now, how do I buy a capacity? What is the feature when I want to buy something? Well, the key points are the core characteristics. How volatile it is. What is volatile? Is it temporary or is it permanent? Mutability. Read write feature, is it there? Is it permanent or can I overwrite on it? That's key. So example, today, any folder you can have, you can lock it and then nobody can overwrite it. Even a document can be locked. Same way, a memory is digital storage devices can be locked. It can be safer. There can be level of protection. Today, there are hard drives to accesses. You need a passcode. Otherwise, you can just open it. How accessible it is. So a USB is very accessible, but a storage device which is higher, bigger is more difficult to use. Address, what kind of addressing does it use to access a stored device? Is it TP/IP? You have to type in something. Is it just plug and play? The more important thing is capacity, how big an information you have got. So today, the external hard drives, HDDs and SDDs are to the level of what? 20 TB, 20 terabyte. So they're huge. They're reasonably huge. Performance. Is it good? Is it reliable? Does it break down? Does it self crash? Security? Is it encrypted? Is it very easy to plug and play? And how is the energy drainage? You don't need to charge it. You don't need to charge it. This is your just two. There are two, main sub chapters, and this is the first chapter. And we got most of the answers now. Remember, I told you secondary memory is an example of temporary storage. It's wrong answer, right? It's a permanent storage we're talking about. Capacity is not required when you're deciding on a digital storage. We just went through, remember? Yes, we looked at the capacity here. Right here, there was a capacity. We need to know the capacity, and we are looking at a capacity when we choose a digital storage device. What is RAM? Random access memory? Well, it's a medium size and medium capacity. Then flash memory is small size, large capacity. Tape backup, which we hardly use, is a very large size and very large capacity. So this is the first part of digital access, but the real fun part is in the second one, and I'll finish it in one go. What are the digital storage devices? Remember, tapes, hard drive, floppy disk, all of them are extensively used or were used. Hardly we use them today. We don't actually encourage it using. Today we've got, even these are outdated. Blu-ray discs, CDs, devices. Most of the time I watch movies were on CDs. We're hardly there. Today you have got USB devices, which are easy to store. But today you have got apps that can immediately transfer memories from one file to another, and you don't need them. But just remember, SanDisk is a very popular company. So sometimes they ask you, there's 128 GB flash, the small track 256. And remember, it's always in binary, 2 to the power of something. So it's 2 to the power 5, 6, 10, 8. This is how your devices are stored. Remember, the data stored in the largest device, the SSD, secondary storage, which is a more of a permanent one. And computers are networked. So the network devices are called NAS devices, network attached storage. NAS is network attached storage. Again, we are coming to something very exciting, cloud storage. This is where the world is heading to, isn't it? What are the cloud storage? Amazon's main work. Jeff Bezos does not make money by selling you books and ACs on Amazon.com. His real money comes from AWS, Amazon Web Service. That's what Google is moving to. Microsoft is moving to. Meta is moving to. Cloud storage is what we need today. And what are cloud storage? Everything that you need to talk about. Sharing of videos, music. Remember how the music industry started long before Spotify, Napster. You download music from sites. eTorrents came in. That was sharing devices. All cloud storage torrents are banned now, not necessarily used, but today cloud is key. So if you're using a Dropbox, you're using cloud. And that is what we talk about. Videos, music, file, contact, picture, share. Everything is just in a process. That is what we are doing. And this is the entire world. How do you understand it? How are these files very important? Usability and accessibility. Does it allow users to upload, download, organize data in folders? Very key. Recovery. Is there a backup available of a backup? Secondary backup, third time backup. How secure? Today, if your data is on cloud, is it secure? There are personal information, there are Aadhaar cards, there are bank details, there's so many things required security. It's cost, very important. Today Google gives you free, that's why everyone's going. They charge $1 per month and we'll stop using WhatsApps and Googles. Do you have easy sharing of it? Yes, I can just write an email address and I can share a Google Drive. Is there data backup? And collaboration. Today, the key is it allows multiple users to do multiple things together, and that's the kind of collaboration. So example, it's a real-time work that we're doing. You are working on Google right now, and immediately somebody else is seeing Google Sheet being updated. That's your Google Drive. Amazon Web Server. We're looking at pClouds, Nextcloud, Amazon Drive. It's already opening mine, OneDrive. We are looking at media files, sync.coms, Microsoft OneDrive, Dropbox. I don't know if you use Dropbox. It was the in thing that even today that we use Dropbox so much. This is all that you've got. It's a huge thing. How are you using cloud storage? What are the advantages of cloud storage? How does it allow in collaboration? These are the answers I expect you to know. Right? The beneficent is cost, accessibility, recovery, syncing, updating. I can go on because this is something so useful, so basic that you should know. And remember, there's a question how to use your Google Drive, right? So go to drive.google.com, the same way you go to classroom.google.com or keep.google.com. You will see Drive. It has folders, it has Google Sheets, slides, it has forms, You can upload form, you can create form. Please write an entire chapter because this is a basic question you can ask in practical or in your theory. You can share with anybody with a shareable link or an email. You can make it open, you can make it restricted. And I think this is the easiest chapter because this is practically what you do. Quickly, I'll solve your things for you. What's the optical device storage from the above? Well, it's Blu-ray disc. Full form of SSD, secondary storage device, NAS, network attached device. By default, the data is stored in the largest storage device, the hard drive. That's it. Dash is an online storage company. Well, cloud computing, cloud storage. I think we've done quickly enough. All the best.